Hello again, it's Mrs. Klein, first and second grade social studies. Since I've only gotten the social studies test back from a few of you, I wanted to just read it to you. So everyone get out your test, social studies test, and your journals, your social studies journal books, and a pencil. I'm going to read the test to you. If you don't have somebody at home that can read it to you, I'm going to read it to you now. And you can fill in your answers, and then you're gonna have somebody email it back to me or drop it off at the front desk by tomorrow. So today is Tuesday, March 19th, 2020, and we are doing social studies, the Unit 4 assessment test. I'm going to read it to you. Number 1, match each word with its meaning. You're going to match each word with its meaning. So the first word is culture, immigrant, ancestor, legend, and symbol. We went over all these words in class, so you guys should know what is a culture. We did culture and customs. We did immigrants. We did ancestors, legends, and symbols. So A says, someone in your family who lived before you were born. So, which one of these is A? Someone in your family who lived before you were born, put A over here. Very good. B, a story that people have passed along for many years. Which one is a story that people have passed along for many years? C, a person who moves from one country to live in another. Which choice is a person who moves from one country to live in another country? That is C. Again, your choices are culture, immigrant, ancestor, legend, or symbol. A, someone in your family who lived before you were born. B, a story that people have passed along for many years. C, a person who moves from one country to live in another. And now D. D is a picture, place, or thing that stands for something else. A picture, place, or thing that stands for something else. Find the word on the left side of the paper and put a D in front of it. And number E is the way of life of a group of people. E is the way of life of a group of people. Next section. Use the words from the box to complete the sentence. So you're going to use custom, monument, tradition, or memorial. Remember we did culture and custom? This is a U. Remember monuments? We talked about Washington, D.C. with their monuments. Talked about what traditions are. And we talked about memorials. So, use the words from the word box to complete the sentence. Number 2, this is number 2. Something that people do the same way year after year can be called a blank or a blank. Something that people do the same way year after year can be called a blank or a blank. This is memorial. Pick 2 of these words. A blank or a blank. Number 3 says, write your answer to the question. Number 3, what have immigrants brought to the United States? Name 2 or more things. What have immigrants brought to the United States? Name 2 or more things. So think about people coming from another country over here. What are some things that they might bring with them? fill that in for number 3. Number 3, you have to have 2 or more things. Number 3, you're going to put 2 or more items there. Number 4, name 2 American symbols. Number 4, you have a blank line, to name 2 American symbols. We did a lot of work with symbols. Symbols that represent the United States of America. Name 2 American symbols. Then the next part of number 4 says, use the timeline to answer the questions. Oh, that's for the bottom, okay. That was number 4. Number 5 is the timeline. Use the timeline to answer the questions. You're going to answer 5, 6, and 7 with the timeline. So the timeline says, 2002, Josh is born. 2004, Josh's sister is born. 2008, Josh goes to the 1st grade. 2012, Josh goes to California to visit his cousins. So those are all different events in Josh's life. What year is Josh born? Number 5, what year is Josh born? You could see on the timeline, tells you what year Josh is born. Number 6, what happened in 2008? Read the timeline. What event happened in 2008? Okay, write that on number 6. I'll give you a minute. And then on number 7, you're going to put, is Josh's sister born before or after he goes to college to visit his cousins? Before or after? Is Josh's sister born before or after he goes to California to visit his cousins? So find on the timeline, find where Josh's sister is born, and then find where he goes to California to visit his cousins. And is Josh's sister born before or after he goes to California? That is your Unit 4 end of unit test in social studies. Cultures, customs, traditions, memorials, monuments, timelines, ancestors, legends, symbols, U.S. symbols. Okay, so you can either do it on your paper and drop it off to me, or you can email it back to me. That is the end of Unit 4 for Social Studies. We are going to continue on with our Unit 5 in Social Studies. Unit 5 is called People at Work. Capital P. Unit 5 Social Studies is called People at Work. So again, this is Thursday, March 19th, 2020. Social Studies Unit 5, People at Work. We are talking about a producer, a consumer, an income, and a price. Talking about needs and wants. What is a need and what is a want? You need something to survive, to live, or you just want something because it's something nice to have. You wrote these already in your social studies journals. I'm just going to review them. A producer is someone who provides a service or makes goods. She is providing a service by answering questions people have, so she is a producer. Then we have a consumer. So a producer is producing. They provide goods and services. They provide them to the consumer. Consumer is someone who buys goods or services. They're buying goods and services. Income is the money people earn when they work, is their income. If you have a paper route and you earn money, you have an income. Price. The price is what something costs. The amount of money you pay to buy something. Price. So, think about these words in relation to when you go to the store, when you need something or just want something. Are there things that you buy that you need? Like, give me some examples of stuff you need. What do we need to survive? The difference between a need and a want. These are choices. These are choices that people make. How people buy and sell items and how we make choices between what we need and what we want. You're going to make choices every time you go to the store. Do I need it or do I want it? So, in your journal on the next clean page, I want you to make a T-chart like this and put on top Unit 5, choices. My needs and my wants. You're going to write what are some things that are needs and what are some things that are wants. So for example, we need what to eat? We need food. We need water. We need shelter. We need clothing. These are some needs that we cannot live without. These are needs. A need is something you must have to live. Let's write that in the journal. A need, okay, write this in your journal. A need you must have to live. That is a need. A want is something you would like to have. Would like to have. Like toys. Like anything that you don't really need to survive. Books, toys, what else? You guys give me some things to put up there. Make your own list of wants. What do you want? What do you need? What do you want? You can live without your wants. You cannot live without your needs. Just like the last unit with the plants and the animals and the habitats, they had to get what they needed. They had to get what they needed to survive. The right food, the right water. Plants needed sunlight and water, or else they would not survive. So the plant might like, something else, but they need sunlight and the water to survive. So, that's the difference between a need and a want. We are going to, this was number 1. Number 2 is identifying costs and benefits. Costs and benefits. of an economic choice. Costs and benefits. I want you to think about what are some costs, what are some benefits. Something that costs you money. For example, food costs you money, and it gives you the benefit of survival. You can get, it's an economic choice what food you buy, right? It's an economic choice which food you buy, because you could buy very expensive food and you can buy not expensive food. So it is a choice. When you go to buy your needs, what kind of choice, what kind of cost, and then what kind of benefit. If you buy expensive food, you'll feel good, maybe. If you buy not expensive food, like maybe if you buy fast food or something, maybe that would give you a bellyache. Maybe the expensive food would give you a bellyache. Maybe it's too rich and creamy. Maybe the cost of an expensive meal would give you a bellyache. So what are the costs and benefits of your economic choice? Your economic choice. We're going to go into managing money, needs versus wants, and shelter, needs and wants part 2. Okay, needs and wants part 3. Okay, so, and this part, and economic choice of costs and benefits, and 3, and number 3, we're going to discuss managing money. Managing money. Kind of touched on it down here. Managing money. Needs versus wants. If you spend all of your money on toys, you're not going to have any money left over for food. You have to manage your money. You have a certain amount of money. You have a certain amount of income that you make. You need to have money for your needs. You do not need to have money for your wants, but everybody wants to have, wants a want. Everyone wants a want. But your needs really need to come first. You need to buy food, water, shelter, and clothing before toys. You need to buy healthy food, chicken, steak, before you buy the cookies and the ice cream. Managing your money. You only have a certain amount of money. How much are you going to spend on needs? How much are you going to spend on wants? You don't have to spend it all on needs. You might save some up to buy something from the wants. So you have to think about, when you have a job, when you have an income, what are you going to do with your money? How are you going to manage your money? Needs versus wants. So that is part 1 of needs, wants, and choices. That was part 1. We will continue tomorrow. And add air here. You need air, but you don't have to. Use is not an economic thing, air. These are the things you need money for. Okay, so that was Unit 5. That was Unit 4 assessment test. I hope you all did it. This is Unit 5. This is writing. This was getting written in your social studies journals. This was Needs, Wants, and Choices, Part 1 of Unit 5 Social Studies. Again, today is Thursday, March 19th, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you.